Now recording. Go ahead and share your names.
My name is Kevin.
Jessica.
Well, hi, Kevin and Jessica. Today I'm reaching out to people to ask them about there's a recent county council appointment. We now have a new county councilman that serves the Marysville district as well as the wider Arlington, Sandwood, Camino, and Darrington, Granite Falls area. And they make decisions at the county council, and county government in general. To explain a little bit about a county council position, because not everyone knows exactly what the county council position is or how important it is. For our area, it's very similar to a city councilman, but much more powerful. So instead of making legislative decisions at the city level, they are 20% of our county's legislative decision-making authority. They vote on over $250 million budget. And they're responsible for working with the executive in order to take care of services and the needs of the constituents here. When we talk about scale of power, it's more powerful than, let's say, a state representative that goes down to Olympia to make our statewide laws. They also are more powerful than, let's say, the Marysville mayor. And they are paid better as well. So they get paid $120,000 to serve in that position. And recently, the existing county councilman, Ken Klein, left the position. It's a 4-year term. And he left the position 3 years into his term to move over to the executive branch of the county council for a pay bump and more responsibility. And with that vacancy, there's a nomination process that is created to appoint a new person to the position. It's partially a partisan position, Republican-Democrat partisan. So the Republican Party gets a say in 3 names that go to the county council to nominate the new county councilman or appoint the new county councilman. Out of the 9 people that sought for that position, 8 of them had multiple years of experience, up to 10 years experience typically. In addition to, many of them were sitting city councilmen or former city councilmen. What ended up happening at the end of the appointment process was that a 21 junior adult was given the position to be our new county councilman. And I was wondering how you might feel about something along those lines or that issue.
I'd almost prefer a fresh face as opposed to a highly pocket-lined associate. I think it'd be a better practice to have newer faces in there, like I said.
So you like the idea that if it's some man off the street comes in, might shake things up, has no political ties that he has to respect, and no one got him in there because of favors, correct? Is that kind of what I'm reading?
Well, I don't know about the favors part, but yeah, rather than having somebody who's been in the business for a long time and being in office because of the favors done for somebody else, I think it's a better idea for having somebody younger and somebody who's a little bit less experienced, I'd rather say, I guess, being in office because he hasn't had, I guess, the corruption that the other people have had.
Gotcha. So in a sense you're mentioning, in my opinion, from what I understand, is you think that it's a chance for more government accountability because it's someone that...
if they have the right values, if they have the correct values, yes.
Gotcha. Okay, and would you feel differently if you knew that this person was the Marysville mayor's son?
Yes, I would.
Well, that happens to be the fact of what happened. The Marysville mayor's son got appointed to the position with lobbying from the mayor and from the Republican Party on behalf of...
kick his ass out of office because he's just born with a silver spoon in his mouth at that point.
So that's typically when I like to ask a question. If you could stop this, would you?
I would give him the benefit of the doubt right off the bat. But if, come the next election round, he proves to be more for himself than the people, then yes.
Well, very important issue. Whether or not it's about his interests and his family's interests, or whether it's about the people's interests. I definitely agree that's something that needs to be looked at. So he's actually up for election in August. And that, as far as I can tell, the goal of putting him in that seat was so he could retain it in August, and if he gets elected, then he'll be there for the next 13 years or so.
Yeah.
And I think that was kind of the plan. When you're talking about the benefit of the doubt, and it's always fair-minded to want to give someone the benefit of the doubt, but if he got there under questionable circumstances, is that still something where you want to give him the benefit of the doubt?
That's not getting the benefit of the doubt. Or that's not giving you the benefit of that. You're there. You're kind of there because you've fucked over enough people to get there. I mean, you're not doing it fairly at that point.
And during a process like this, who do you think would have been the other people that very colorfully got messed over?
Sorry, repeat that one question.
Oh, so you mentioned, if other people get messed over.
Yeah, exactly.
Who do you think are the people that paid for that, or that got messed over, that might have gotten a fallout from this decision to appoint him now?
It's the people who are not benefiting from it. I mean, he's obviously put in a position to win, whereas the other people don't even have a fair chance to win. So that's kind of the way you're explaining it to me, the way it sounds to me. So.
And and I'm trying to be as
messed over.
and I'm trying to be as accurate as possible. Although some of these details are rather inflammatory once I explain them.
Yeah.
And when you talk about other people winning the office, I would tend to say that's exactly what the point was: is to pick someone they wanted there for 13 years, run them through
within the system.
And run them through a few months of office. It pays $10,000 a month, so this 21-year-old young adult will now have up to $90,000 in the bank to spend on the campaign if he wants. But honestly, I don't think he has to spend a dime of his personal money, because within 2 months he raised $20,000, which is nearly unheard of for the position this early, and he's already now at $50,000. And is likely to breach $100,000 by the August primary. And when you mentioned people without pre-existing political ties, and we had that discussion about how it might be better. Unfortunately, raising that much money that quickly only comes because you have pre-existing political ties.
It should be a fair race, and that's not a fair race at that point. You're getting, like I said, the silver spoon essentially put in your mouth at that point, and you're basically getting yourself put in office because who your dad is.
Now, do you think that's the type of person, and even good-willed and a nice person, because as far as I can tell, he is those things. Do you think that they would really be able to understand the plight of the voters, or people that are suffering with some of the public issues occurring?
I wish I could answer that, but I can't, because I don't know the gentleman personally. So
yep.
I can't give false accusations about a gentleman if I don't know him. I can't say whether or not he's going to be great for it or bad for it. So, I mean, like I said, benefit of the doubt. If he's terrible, I mean, unfortunately, it has to be a 13-year term, which just blows my mind.
So it's not quite a 13-year term. The understanding is what's called a safe district, which means when you get in there, no one can unelect you because the voters are so loyal that once you get in there, it's basically a 13-year term.
That's just the generalization.
Yeah. Typically, it's a 4-year term.
Yeah. I don't know, like I said, benefit of the doubt. That's who I am, though. I mean.
Do you have any more opinions as far as what you'd like to see experience-wise in a position of that power and magnitude?
Somebody who's there for the people, essentially. I mean, I don't want somebody there for the government. I don't want somebody there to line the city councilman's pocket, the mayor's pocket, all these people's pockets. I want somebody who's there who's going to make a difference and make everything proper. I mean, there's enough drugs running around this town. I'd like to see that shit eradicated. I mean, take care of the town. If you can take care of the town, you're doing a fine job.
Well, thank you very much. Do you have any closing remarks on this issue or any more additional questions you'd like to ask before we
No,
close?
I appreciate you taking this time to interview us. So.
All right, awesome. Thank you so much.